Hello, this is Janine, and today or tonight I'm going to be a type of poetic whisperer or shamanic whisperer to read 5 poems from the book Divine Heretic Hidden Keys, Poetic Tales of Ancient Wisdom and Mystery by Janine Palmer. This is similar to an ASMR style reading or session to support relaxation, reflection, or sleep. And the first poem is entitled Scrolls. Written upon the sacred scrolls of the book of life unseen, unseen with physical human eyes, are written experiences from which we glean. Encounters we must experience to glean knowledge, to rise and unfold, to work our way out of amnesia back to our power, true and bold, back to the essence of pureness, forgotten when we descend, and the scars from the hell we create, we must find a way to mend. We must start here now by ceasing to harm any other, to honor and acknowledge with equality and forgiveness every sister and every brother, to honor the spirits of the animals by treating them with respect, to treat them as we would be treated, not with cruelty or neglect, to reflect the love we were created from, to rise above amnesia's veil, to shatter the debilitating pain and strife from the unnecessary restraint of the cross's nails. The cross represents the human body, the veil through which our divinity is forgotten until we cut ourselves away from the nails of falsehood keeping us downtrodden. So the next poem is called Flickering Flame. She took with her a little lamp to the edge of a lake serene. From the light from the crescent moon in her lamp, a reflection in the water was seen. The firelight of the lamp as it flickered, the water cool and still, the earth beneath her feet, and the breeze was not quite chill. The elements around her in balance. Into the pool of water she would peer, where visions would appear before her, answers of truth not quite clear. Or in a moment of silence, when she would quiet her mind, deeper knowing would come through, where truthful answers she would find. In touch with the nature and spirit, in touch with the powers that be, in balance through her kingdoms into other dimensions she could see. Seeing beyond the veil, seeing beyond the disguise, seeing through the mists to deeper truth by moving beyond illusions, lies. She conversed with the animals, she conversed as well with the trees, high priestess of the fairy folk, for higher purpose serving these. In communication with angels, the god and the goddess in balance, the other half of the whole, light in disguise as the chalice. The flickering flame of her tiny lamp, like the flickering flame of her soul, like the warmth and beauty of her heart, and brilliant is her glow. The next poem is called Mirror of Forgiveness. In a dream, she entered a garden to forgive people for their perceived wrongs, to rise above the hurtful things they did, to listen to her heart's sacred song. In this garden were sometimes angels. In this garden, sometimes were guides, there to help her heal and release blocks stuck which liked to hide. A guide in the garden greeted her and had her stand before a mirror to say the name of whoever she was forgiving and to see if it was clear. When she spoke the words of forgiveness of the person with their name, she was to observe whether any image of them lingered there. It was time to step away from their blame. If an image of them still lingered there, there might still be more to forgive. But if it was only her image staring back, it was time to move on and live. Feelings of closeness often change due to so many differing perceptions. And when old pain comes out to wound again, one might retreat from it and another might feel rejection. We don't often realize our treatment of others. Some won't seem to take responsibility for their actions. Twisting their issues and firing them like weapons will always cause or create reactions. If a person has self-respect and if a person has the strength, they might need to detach and walk away from projectiles created by or creating grief. With the act of true forgiveness from love, certain karma is balanced and done, and from illusions and merry-go-rounds we are no longer drawn, nor do we run. To stand in our truth and acceptance of who we know we really are, to have the courage to walk away from what we know is true, is to avoid the inflicting of many new scars. The mirror is the garden. The mirror of the dream will show us the truth when we are ready, when in acceptance and love we gleam. The next poem is called Conquer All the Rage. Many things come to pass here, for initiation's purposes unknown, castles in the sky and castles in our hearts, until love and compassion arises and is shown. Arrows flying in ignorance, piercing the beauty created by God, as the sleepwalkers stumble along, and upon their brethren do they trod, their armor damaged and pierced, and their sacred hearts as well. From arrows flying all around, released from those in private hell. The blood which has been spilled, which continues to drip and drain, from the ignorance and the hatred which spews forth from unhealed pain. The darkness which is created from the limited perspectives upon this plane enables chaos and confusion to be in power and to reign. The wounded seeking shelter, with arrows in their armor pierced right through, coming in for healing of body, mind, and soul, lost in illusion, not knowing what to do. But angels are ever near them, and all they must do is ask for healing and for guidance, and they will be offered a healing flask. there is beauty in every being, but sometimes it's buried beneath the pain, and until that pain is acknowledged and released, it will continue to harm and maim. Address the hidden, buried pain. Acknowledge the lessons learned. Release any anger or unforgiveness to call forth that for which you yearn. Remember that things you hold against yourself and things which you hold against others are only limited perspectives of illusions which cause the suffering of yourself and your brothers. Love is a healing elixir which you may access any time. But first you must release the darker energy obscuring it for the light of your love to shine. Blessed be the warriors who learn how to release, because whatever they don't release becomes their ruler and their thief. And the last poem that I will be reading here is called Saxon White Horse. In the mists, he would see her riding, a glimpse of a flash of white. Was it a ghost or a vision? Or was it a play of the light? A big white horse with a lady, her long hair like a golden flame. Was it reality or imagination playing with him, testing his heart's refrain? The image of her called to his heart, but when he followed her she would be gone, disappearing into the mists, the lady he'd seen, of whom he was fond. The horse was elegant and mighty, a powerful, compassionate beast, the lady's guide and protector, magical and mysterious to say the least. Where did they go, he wondered, and when would they return? Why was there a tug at his heartstrings? So strongly did his soul now yearn. Then one day in the forest, on a clear day with no mist, he looked up to find them standing there, and with her fair gaze he was kissed. She glanced at him with a smile, like a familiar knowing grin. She nodded in acknowledgement, and then she was gone again. He frowned in a disconcerted way, dumbfounded once again. So he turned upon the forest path, and there she was with that grin. He said, "Who are you, my lady? Are you real or are you a dream? Why do you haunt my thoughts? Are you a ghost in my visions seen?" She said, "Nay, my lord, no ghost am I, but I am a spirit of woods so fair. I live in the mists in solitude with my steadfast destrier here. I speak to the animals always. I also speak to the trees. I don't speak often to humans because in confusion they continue to bleed. Some of them will come to me once in a while to heal when they decide to take their power back from the illusion of the world which steals." He said, "Will you speak with me sometime? Will you help me also to heal? Will you tell me what is truly love, if you are truly real?" She said, "Yes, of course I shall speak with you, because my soul does recognize yours. Come with me to my humble cottage, where there is always a welcome door." She dismounted from her great white destrier, Saxon was his name, and he could see that there were flowers she had woven into the braids of his mane. She led the Saxon white horse alongside her as they walked, and happy they each were for the company, as they became reacquainted while they talked. Beings find each other when knowledge and love is meant to be shared. A beautiful thing when hearts are filled, when illusions fall away and love is bare. And that is all for this poetry reading tonight. Blessed be.